matron Sigrid Schröder speaks only silence. She is a stenographer in the applications department of the Strasse patent office, near the Belle Alliance Platz. Still with her looks, she likes to think. Her hair is still thick and flaxen underneath the scarf she ties over her head. Her body still strong and favorably proportioned. She is not displeased when she looks in the mirror. She simply seldom bothers to. The years of war have redefined her in very restricted terms. She is a number on a paybook, on a booklet of rationing coupons, a face on an identity card. She is Frau Schröder, a Kriegsfrau, the wife of a frontline soldier. Her name is merely something to which she answers. Following the pattern of the threadbare runner, she mounts the stairs to the mezzanine, which overlooks the horseshoe shape of the central auditorium. Sometimes the whores escort their customers up there for their transactions. It's more private, and the ushers never seem to mind. They're likely hoping for a tip. Sigrid has learned to pay them no heed. She too counts on the balcony's sparse population during matinees. Discovering that the old uncle in the usher's uniform has found a spot for a nap in a seat by the door, she ignores the number on her ticket and takes a seat in the last row against the wall. This is the seat of her memory. The first winter of the war was bitterly cold. The most frigid temperatures in decades gripped the city. In January, thermometers plummeted to -20 degrees, and people joked grimly that Berlin had been traded for Siberia in the non-aggression pact with the Soviets. But by the end of the month, humor was running thin, even in Berlin, along with the coal supply. It was the sort of cold that followed you inside, that searched your clothes for gaps and penetrated you slowly until it crept into your heart and chilled your blood. In the bedroom she would huddle for warmth with her husband, but when her hand ventured to explore the territory below his waist, he would shrug away her touch. "Sigrid, please, I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow," was his usual response. Afterward she would stare through the frigid darkness above their bed until sleep smothered her. "Is it because of the miscarriage?" she finally asked him one night. "I must get my sleep, Sigrid," was his eventual reply. "And so must you. We'll talk about this later." But of course they never did. Since the war had started in Poland, Kaspar's work hours had been extended at the bank, and he had become moody and silent. Several men of the staff had already been called up, and he was sure that his turn would come soon. Sigrid tried to picture him in uniform with a rifle in his hands, but the picture seemed too absurd. He was nearly 35. Surely there were plenty of younger men the army would prefer. And though this rarely happened, Kaspar's mother agreed with her. "You have important duties to fulfill at the bank," the old woman declared confidently. "The government understands that we must keep some of our best men at home in order to keep things running." At which point Kaspar would observe them both from an interior distance and politely request more coffee in his cup. The teaser curtain rings open and the lights dissolve. Sigrid removes her scarf. The show begins with footage of a military chorus launching into the Horst Wessel-Lied. A jumble of voices rises in response from the auditorium. Audience members are encouraged to join in the singing of patriotic songs. That's what the sign in the lobby reads. But with no one around to report her, Sigrid remained silent. After the numbing shock of the Sixth Army's defeat at Stalingrad, an army that had smashed through France only a few years before, the party's been engineering an upswing of patriotic fervor. More flags, more slogans, more posters smothering the walls. But under the surface, an acidic dread is eating away at the official convictions concerning victory. In the first week of February, regular radio broadcasting had been suddenly preempted by a Wagnerian funeral march. Reichsmarshal Goering made a solemn announcement from the Air Ministry. The men of the Sixth Army were said to have fought to the last bullet. A few weeks later, Goebbels broadcast from the Sportspalast and declared that the only answer to their sacrifice was total war.